ladies and gentlemen, is one of my favorite cruisers of all. This is the Indian Chieftain. This is the new version, the Dark Horse that's just gone on sale. And if you count from the bottom, the Vintage Classic, the Dark Horse, Vintage Classic, Springfield, Chieftain, Dark Horse, Chieftain and Roadmaster. This is the 7th variant on the Chief that you can buy in India. Now what you have to remember about the Chieftain is that when they made the Chieftain, they modified the steering geometry because this fairing is a fairly heavy fairing and is mounted on the fork legs as it were, and therefore they changed the steering geometry to reduce the perceived weight of it on the handlebar. So it's as easy to ride as the Classic or the Vintage, but in my opinion, when you ride it, you realize that the Chieftain is actually slightly easier to ride because the steering geometry is friendlier than when you ride the Vintage and the Classic. Now, the fairing itself is a very distinctive design. It was inspired by streamlined trains from earlier, and I'm a fan. I really like it, and I thought that because all the chrome here is now black chrome, it's black, it's matte black. I thought it would be more subtle, but honestly, this thing is very far from subtle because it effectively grabs every eyeball in a 3-mile radius, and the spotlight basically stays on you. The other change that I like is that the screen is it's gone out of focus. Yeah. So the screen is a shorter screen than the Chieftain, and the Chieftain has a larger screen. To me, the larger screen in our hot conditions caused problems because, for example, mesh gear wouldn't vent properly and you feel much hotter. But this does a better job of it. Unfortunately, the press bike has a lot of stuff on it which I'm not very happy about. For example, look at these tassels, and as I like to call them, this is basically a speed governor, because by the time you get to about 110 kmph, they're bouncing off your elbows, getting caught on your thighs. It's very annoying, it's very irritating, and if this was my Dark Horse, those are the first thing that would get the axe. So the basic features, you still have the war bonnet here, which is the classic Indian Chief thing to have. There are some chrome things still left. For example, there's this trim on the valance fender, there's the tip of this thing, there is the exhaust, and there is the Indian logo here on the side of the gearbox. At the back, on the hard bags, there's a little bit of chrome, but fundamentally it's a very black bike and it looks very good for it to my eyes. What I've always liked about the Chieftain is that a lot of electronics in there, but they're very subtle and very well hidden. So if you look, this is a full electronic unit. You've got a speedometer here, you've got a rev counter with a fuel gauge here. In the middle is a multifunction display that shows you a lot of information. I'm going to go in close and focus, just give it a minute. That's it, it wakes up, so you can see you've got time, you've got the ambient temperature, you've got a middle display which changes depending on your settings, you've got the trip meters and all of that. I'm not sure if this thing has a tire pressure monitor, but the Chieftain does. There's a light for the auxiliary light. This is for the 2 lights that flank the main headlight. From here you can see the cruise control button. So these are the cruise control buttons, and here is how you control the music system. Sorry, one second, I pressed comments by mistake. This is where you see the music system and all of those controls. And the last one, this one sets the screen moving up and down. It's not a lot of adjustment, but it does make a difference to how much buffeting or smoothness you feel depending on your height. Behind that are the speakers. I'm not convinced that this phone mount is a part of standard equipment. This is one of the things that's been added on. I don't think the Chief gets it as standard, you purchase it separate. What I really like is this. This is the integrated locking system for the hard bag. So if I press this, it unlocks. And if I go into one of them here, you can see my Kriega is in here. It's a fairly spacious thing, and if I take it out, you can see it's a nice big bag. It is waterproof. We've tried it before under fairly trying conditions in the rain in Rajasthan. Yes, rain in Rajasthan, and it worked really well. At the back again, it looks like the Chieftain. There is no real difference there. It's just blacked out, very little chrome, and it looks very good for it. The price of this motorcycle, it's well, the Chiefs are not cheap, right? The Chiefs are not cheap. So this one's about 31 ex-showroom Delhi, if memory serves. That's the Thunderstroke 1811cc V-twin. Very smooth engine, very likable. Makes 140 Nm of torque. Makes about 75 PS. I think just a little less than 75 PS. And I'm telling you, the Chief is a lovely motorcycle. It goes really well. The torque is on demand, and it goes off really nicely. And ride quality is fantastic for a cruiser. You will not believe the size of potholes that this thing will swallow whole, and you will not even feel them. Handling extremely predictable, extremely likable, very trustworthy. Overall quality, the finish levels, this motorcycle is just special. I've always really liked the Chieftain, and I think the 7th edition to the line is a good one. Is there a big difference between all the various Chiefs? Well, frankly no, but there is a lot of depth in the motorcycle's capability, which is worth exploring. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a quick review of the Indian Chieftain Dark Horse. There will be a road test on overdrive shortly, and we're also going to put up a video separately on YouTube that discusses the salient points of the motorcycle. Now let me just take the comments. Many of you asked the price. I said it's over 30 lakhs. It's about 31 lakhs ex-showroom Delhi. What else were you asking? Beautiful Black Beauty, what the price? Lovely, awesome. I'm hoping the awesome describes my video and the motorcycle both. Yeah, and if there's no other questions, then I'm going to leave you to it. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Indian Chieftain Dark Horse, on sale now. The 7th version from the Chief platform. And as usual, as all the Chiefs, they're really lovely. I guess some of you would like to listen to it. Let me see if I can get it into neutral and start it up and let you listen to it. It's a very distinctive sound. It's very different from a Harley Davidson in that sense. Just give me a moment. It takes time for me to get things into neutral nowadays with my... Yeah, let's go. Just come and rev the bike a little. So that's what it idles like, and I'm going to get Rahul to just rev it up a little bit. So those of you asking for availability, the bike is available now. And Mohan Raj, unfortunately I can't ride and shoot at the same time, so that's not going to happen. Can it be driven in heavy traffic? Well, you'd be surprised at how easy it is to ride. I have actually ridden the Chiefs, all of them, extensively in heavy traffic, and they're very, very easy to ride. It's a 300 kilo bike, so it's not a natural thing for everybody to adapt to, but you learn, and it's very easy to learn this motorcycle. But what you will really be surprised by is how maneuverable and how controllable the motorcycle feels, despite how large it is. It's one of the things that surprised me about the Chief the first time, and it still continues to be one of the things. I love it. Deep Mukherjee, you think the motorcycle is bakwas? Well, yes, you are entitled to your own opinion. I'm going to disagree with you. Tank capacity, I think it's 20 liters, but I'm not sure about it. It's either 20 or 30 liters, but it looks like a 20-liter tank to me. Torque, Saisham, the torque is about 140 Newton meters. If there are no other questions, then I'm going to finish the video here. Thank you for